I just found my signature makeup look. I want to start with eyes today, and I'm just starting by putting a little bit of bronzer just through my crease. I want it to be right in there, almost like to the shape of my eye. I want it to almost kind of look like a shadow, like a little bit of colour too. I saw this girl on my For You page, right? And I can't remember for the life of me what she was called, but her, actually, fuck the makeup, her face card, bloody hell. Someone's got some good genes. I was watching her and I just didn't give a shit what she was saying. I just was staring at her like, I feel like at one point a little bit of drool come out, I'm not gonna. Her makeup was stunning, and I feel like I'm at the point where I almost don't have my signature glam. There's things and like features about my makeup that kind of scream me, right? So like UK, like pink cheek, whatever. I don't know, I don't have like a go-to look, and I want that. I want to be able to like sit down at this desk and be like, right, I know what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. Is a very me look. The bronzer I used just for a bit of colour on the lip was the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. Now I'm going to use the Maybelline Hyper Precise Matte Liner. I don't think I've ever used this, but I like the fact that it says matte. I want to do like a really thin wing liner, and I'm only going to take it like halfway across my lid. For the end of the liner, before it dries, I'm just going to take my nail and just pull it back. And you see that it's giving it like a really thin, winged out like finish. I'm going to put some in the inner corner. I'm going to skip like this section of my eye here. Temptation to drag that inner corner in. You know when people do that and it gives them like a really cat eye. Problem is, I do it every time and I end up fucking hating it. So I'm just going to clean up that liner with a little bit of concealer just to make it extra sharp. Loving this eyeliner, by the way. Yeah, it's actually really matte. Okay, I think that's good for now. And another thing, I want a signature lash. I want you to like think of a lash and think of me. That's the kind of energy that we want from this look. I want to give these a go. These are Jordana T-shirt in the style JT2. I'm of course going to cut them into a half lash, but they look like the right amount of like wisp and length that I'm after. Cut off that inner corner. Yeah, see, these should hopefully be nice because they're like the same length as that bit of like outer liner. Duo lash glue. I need to get a new one of these. Maybelline Sky High. This one's pretty dry, but it will do the job. I've done all my normal skin prep, but I really want to try this new primer from Primark. It's called the PS Pro Radiance Primer. It says with real gold. Apparently there's like hyaluronic acid and vitamin C in here, so it's like a hydrating, plumping primer. It's almost got like a gel type consistency, which is nice. I want the base to like feel and look hydrated. Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer in the T-zone. Anywhere that I want to sort of like smooth out. I've used this a couple times and I do remember really liking this primer. Work that really into the pores. And I'm also going to like tap. Same for my forehead because my Botox is starting to wear off. I'm like, no, smooth this bitch out. Your Face and Body Foundation, just because this is my favourite at the minute, in the shade 2.5N. Blend this in with a brush. I don't know why, but I feel like this foundation as well feels like a really nice summer foundation. Maybe because it's so fluid-like and thin in consistency. On the skin it feels really lightweight, but you still get the coverage, which I like. Like you can see, look at my skin. Didn't pre-conceal nothing, just this. Especially if you're a full glam girly like me, you like to wear makeup, do you know what I mean? Like you're kind of all or nothing. The only time that's different for me where I don't feel like that is on holiday. Like I'm calling the day to wear like a bit of cream blush, bronzer, like some freckles, do you know what I mean? In the evening, I'll put makeup on. Whereas in the UK, I'm like, yuck, no. Do the base a little bit differently today. Instead of concealer now, I'm going to do concealer last. I'm going to do my cream bronzer and blush first. So this is the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the shade Honey. I'm a bit darker than that, hold on. Yeah, I think this shade is better. This is Mocha. Back in the day, I used to use this as bronzer all the time because I love the formula of this concealer. On top of that as well, where it's a concealer, it almost has a bit of coverage, so I feel like it looks even more flawless on the skin. Like it just looks like butter. It also blends out so nicely as well. Look at that. I know it looks really crazy right now because obviously I've not got concealer on, but I'm still going to keep the cheek very pink because that's just me. But I want to go maybe a little bit punchier because obviously by the time the concealer and stuff goes on, it's going to dull everything out. This is the Morphe Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trio. I think the shade is it Après Ski, this one? Yeah, it's the cool pink. And I like the fact it has the powder and stuff too because it's like a little cheek combo in one. Holy shit, okay. Why am I suddenly scared of pink blush? Get it together, John, come on. A little bit. Goes a long way. Make sure that's blended into the bronzer as well. Do you know what I might do? I might do a little bit of a ombre situation. My She Glam blush in the shade Guava Juice. I'm going to put that more on the apple to give it that like soft gradient in. Yeah, that's cute. I feel like that's exactly what that needed. Concealer. This is the Hourglass one. I'm also going to put it here. Low-key trying to use a little bit less concealer than I normally do. She says she's dipping in 1,000 times. God, the way this concealer stinks of fish. It is so expired. Chin, around the nose area as well, on the forehead. That looks like the Adidas sign. It's spritz the sponge with a little bit of extra hydration. This concealer is starting to run out. You know when they start to run out and they go like a little bit drier? Kind of feels a little bit thicker on the skin because it's like the last little bit of concealer. I like the concealer here too because I hate it when my bronzer and stuff is here. That's when I feel like it looks heavy and like a line on the skin. Whereas if it kind of comes down here and scoops up more as opposed to just straight down, I just find it to be more flattering. I just kind of use the concealer just to diffuse those edges right here. See how that's coming together now? Because inside my head, I've got like a vision, right? Like I've got these little techniques and stuff that I want to use and I can kind of see the look in my head. I'm just hoping I can put pen to paper, as they say. The powder, I'm going to use Jordana T-shirt in Pale Sugar. And what I'm going to do is set my under eye like this triangle area, do you know what I mean? And then these are literally like my two favorite powders, Huda Beauty. I'm going to use the shade Ube Birthday Cake, so the lilac. Switch the puff over to this side so I don't mix. I'm gonna almost like bake the blush area. I like my base to be quite matte anyway, so this is good. But then this way I'm not diluting the blush down with regular powder, do you know what I mean? I'm still powdering the skin. Also it gives it like a seamless transition, the blush, like, do you know what I mean? Like here it doesn't look as like seamless as what this side is starting to do. Does that make sense? You've seen me do this before, I feel like. I don't know, just if you're new or... We're doing this together, right? I show you what I do all the time. Big fan of powder, me. I am. I love my powder. I feel like it completely changes the appearance of the skin in the best way. Like, I know there are some people who hate the powder or think that this much powder I put on is fucking scary. Like, this is how I minimize texture and get my makeup to last. I like the almost like velvety powdered look. This is kind of random, but I'm gonna put a little bit of powder through the fronts of my brows just to soften them. MAC Studio Fix powders, another firm favorite. This one's NC40. Anywhere that I've not set yet, I actually like to go on top of the bronzer because this has got color to it, red pigment. It's not gonna make it go ashy. I just like everything to be quite matte before I start putting products on top. Oh, this powder is literally the best, honestly. This is the original one, by the way. I've still not tried the new one. So Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, just a little bit around the edges. Oh my god, I've just realised this is a cream in the middle of this Morphe palette. I thought there was a powder. Look at that, for like a glowy topper. That's so pretty. I think I might dip into this a little bit and just feather it on. MAC Studio Fix in NC15, yeah. Under the eye. I thought this is such a good brightening shade. See that? I've got a weird little dry patch underneath my eye. That's not annoying at all. Why does that actually happen? Like, where does that come from? Do you know what I mean? Like, my skin was fine yesterday. Why now? Fuck's sake. Do you know what I can't forget? A little bit of blush on the tip of my nose. It's my favourite. Right in between the brows. I just feel like that looks really sunkissed and cute. Highlighter, I'm going to use the House Labs one. This is in Sunstone. This is one of my favourites. Such a good highlighter. I mean, look at that. There's like no glitter. Sounds weird, but I'm going to take the highlighter here on my nose as well. So then when I turn to the side, you can still see the highlighter. It's not just in the centre of my face. For the cheek, I'm just going to hit like this spot here because I will use a spray in a bit that will like melt the cheek down, so that will kind of help with the glow here rather than me taking this highlight all the way up here. Just want to put it where I want it to be like extra enhanced. Before I do lips, I feel like I need a touch more blush. This is actually a mystery lip liner, sorry, but I promise I will use a lipstick that you know. Lipstick, just tapping in Doled Out from Doll Beauty. I actually think I want a little bit more peachiness on the cheek, literally just back here. So I'm going to take Tangelo from Painted. Yeah, I think I want a gloss on as well. This is actually, well, this is actually lip oil, but it's the new Huda Beauty Faux Filler Jelly Oil in the shade Juicy Goji. I think that's what it's called. On the lips though, these are so nice because they just look so juicy and wet. Who doesn't want their lips to look like that? Am I right? Fuck it, I'm going to put some liner in my waterline. I was umming and ahhing because I didn't know if it would make it a bit too, do you know what I mean? But that feels way more me than this. This is just a step for me that just don't breathe when you're using this, okay? Guys, I took that risk and I just added that little bit of liner in the inner corner, just extended the inner corner slightly. Why don't I hate that? Normally every single time I do this, I fucking hate it. I feel like it doesn't suit me. I feel like it kind of eats. Maybe this could be it.